What's going on, guys? This is going to be our third episode review for What If. Now, we are going to be talking about some spoilers, so if for any reason you do not want to be spoiled, please come back to this video after you have seen the episode. If you don't care about spoilers, continue on. So, the first episode, if you watched any of our previous episodes, if not, the first episode I thought was pretty good. I got, kind of invested in the whole scenario, the what ifs. The second episode I thought was unbelievably amazing. It was so good. I loved what they did with T'Challa and Yondu and all that. Great. This episode I thought was it was pretty up to par with the third episode. It was definitely better than the first episode for me. I really enjoyed it. It was an interesting scenario. We go to the timeline of Iron Man 2, the first Thor film, and the Incredible Hulk, and we see that the characters are being assassinated, and we don't know what, you think it's possibly, Black Widow or Hawkeye. I didn't really think that. I'm pretty sure most of you didn't, but it looks like it's them. And you're not sure exactly what's going on. And I just thought it was a really interesting scenario, what they did here with the what if. And then Loki comes, he seeks vengeance for Thor. And it's very interesting and well made. And I really, really enjoyed this. And I love what they did too with Ant-Man and with Hank Pym and all that. It was really, really well done. I really enjoyed this episode a lot.
Yeah, I like this one too. It's definitely more on par with the second episode. It was just an interesting thing. Like you see the first few scenes where they jab the thing into Tony's neck and then he dies. You're like, what? Like I was thinking in my mind, oh, did they get? I was pretty sure they didn't get Robert Downey Jr.'s voice, but then he just dies anyway. So it's like, of course they didn't. But super interesting premise. And kind of a mystery also, like a Nick Fury. Nick Fury is always kind of shrouded in mysteries. So, but yeah, and then the resolve, at the end where they figure out it's Hank Pym doing it, was really interesting because I wasn't thinking, of that. I was thinking, what could it be, or what villain could be doing it? The only thing I was a little not I thought it's totally ruins it or anything, but did they ever show any mention that Hope had died near the beginning of the episode, or did they just throw that out of nowhere? Because that was the only thing where I was like, where did that come from?
Right. I might have missed that. You could be. I'm not sure if you're right or wrong. I might have missed that. I don't remember. Just thinking about it, I don't remember that. But obviously we remember that Black Widow was saying, when she was speaking to Fury on the transmission, she was saying, "Hope. It's all about hope." I thought she was saying Hulk. I didn't have subtitles or anything, so I thought she was saying Hulk, which I was like, okay, I thought that's what was happening already. But obviously,
once she said that, that's when I thought, okay, it was leaning towards that. But I was just thinking that if they had showed it earlier, it would have been kind of setting it up that it was him without you actually telling them. But I don't know if they did that or not. I don't think they did.
Yeah, well, if they didn't show it earlier, which I don't, I could be wrong, but I don't think they did. But if they did, and I think that's also, it adds more to the mystery of who the hell could this be? I thought maybe it was Loki possibly doing it, but then when Loki showed up, I was like, wait, why would he show up if he's already doing? Maybe it's a reason to go to war because he killed. I was kind of confused about it, but then the whole scenario with everything made total sense. Hope was obviously, at that point in time. Hank Pym had not brought back his wife Janet from the quantum realm, so it makes sense that Hope is all he has at that point. And if she dies, which I'm guessing he blamed on Shield somehow, or I don't know if he. I guess he's guessing
he blamed it on Shield.
Yeah, blamed it on Shield because there's no Avengers yet; they weren't formed yet. So there's nothing that they did wrong, but yeah, and then obviously he knew that Nick Fury had a master plan to bring these guys together, which we heard 4 or 5 times. I thought was so funny. The speech, there was an idea to bring these guys together and all that. So obviously Hank Pym was privy to that information because he can get in anywhere he wants, shrinks anywhere he wants. But I just thought the whole idea of him, having that retribution and that revenge, it's I could see that was totally plausible and totally made sense why he would be so pissed off at Shield. Feeling that they were responsible for however Hope died, and he would seek retribution and revenge in that sort of situation. And and then I thought it was really interesting too how Loki came down and wanted to know who Thor's killer was, and because obviously deep down, we know he wanted to rule Asgard, didn't love Thor at that point, but it's still his brother, and if anyone was going to kill him, it was going to be him. But no, I thought that was a totally different and interesting scenario. I love that they got, again, most of the voice cast. I think the only ones, Iron Man was not Robert Downey. They didn't get Scarlett Johansson for Black Widow.
She was the main one.
Yeah, but pretty much everyone else, I believe, was the same. Michael Douglas was Hank Pym, Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And Tom Hiddleston. I could tell right away that was Tom Hiddleston. I was like, yeah, I'm so glad they got him back for Loki. Hard to replace any of these characters, especially Loki. But yeah, no, I'm glad they got everyone back. That was great. I mean, I enjoyed the voice acting. The animation, again, is right on par, as great as the first 2 episodes. That was wonderful. But I mean, yeah, the show just keeps surprising me with, I love these what if scenarios. They're just really, really interesting. Obviously, we know these are not what really happened, but in an alternate reality, it's just really interesting to see what could have been.
Well, I'm also wondering too if potentially this one might carry over into the next one, because like
they're all separate so far.
At the end, yeah, they've been separate so far, but this one they kind of leave you on more of a cliffhanger, where like Loki's trying to take over the entire world, and Captain Marvel just shows up at the very end. Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a kind of a 2-parter episode or not.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. If they do go that way, great, and if not, I don't mind the whole separate thing that they're going for. That doesn't bother me at all. So I mean, I'm just really curious. I mean, I did see little snippets of a trailer, not on purpose. It just happened. But so I know one of the situations, which I'm not going to mention because I know, Jay, you don't want to know any of those anyways.
I mean, you can say it. I don't really mind. It's whatever.
Well, I mean, I know there was one. I just saw a little snippet of, when Tony's in when he's being captured by the Ten Rings organization from the first Iron Man film, and he's being brought to the cave. I believe that Killmonger rescues him instead of him, almost bleeding out and being saved in the cave. That's the only one I know that's the only episode so far, other episode I know of. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in the other episodes. But yeah, at this point,
do you know if that's the next episode, or is it just
No. I have no clue. I'm sure in the comments someone will let us know, but I have no clue what the next episode is, which is fine. I don't really care. I mean, if someone told me, I don't care either way. I'm just so invested in this show, and I really love what they're doing. I find a lot of these ideas are really fresh. They're new, they're inventive, and I just really like where they're going with this. And like you said, it's going to be interesting to see if they, because obviously all 3 so far have been, really separate. Because if you watch episode 2, they're self-contained. But if you watch like episode 2, for instance, you see the Captain America shield. Obviously, there was no Captain America in episode 1. That could just be
same in this episode too. You see Nick Fury like dusting it off in the ice.
Yeah, and again, we know there's no Captain America, so that's. This is clear.
These are all different realities, which
is fine. That's fine. I don't mind if they do. I actually like it. I think it's.
It just doesn't pigeonhole them into like following any type of narrative. They can do whatever stories they want. Yeah.
So far, I'm really enjoying the show. I would say just going off the first 3 episodes, my order would probably be 2, 3, 1 favorite episodes so far. But
for me also.
Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving it so far. The voice cast, the animation, the storylines. I mean, the 30 to 35 minutes we get an episode, I'm really invested and find myself very heavily entertained. But it's Marvel. I kind of just expect it at this point.
Yeah, I knew they'd do it right.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's going to do it for this one. We will definitely be on the lookout for our next review, which is going to be episode 4. If you don't want to miss it, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification button so you're notified when that review is up. Also, too, if you feel like we've earned it, please hit the like button. It really does help us out in the algorithm, and we would really appreciate it. We'd also love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section about this episode. What did you think? Did you find this episode interesting? What were some of your favorite parts? What were some things that you felt could have been improved upon or you weren't such a fan of in this episode? We'd love to hear your guys' comments. Well, that's going to do it for this review, but we will see you guys next time.